So let's get into this Dasharia video, baby. Okay, now we're gonna be comparing the first time she told this story and her telling this story yesterday. Okay, when something happens to you in the form of abuse, it's not something you ever forget, boo. Let's get into it.
Like, it was so much built into me that I was like terror. I was shaking. He hit me to the point where my skin was literally falling off and I was bleeding.
Shout out to Queen Step. What we doing?
And to that point, I ran to the door.
That right there definitely was fucking up. You getting beat with a belt and talking about your skin was falling off? Come on, baby girl.
Out to nowhere. Like, I seen this person I never seen before. And y'all don't understand when somebody's angry to the point you don't recognize this person at all. Y'all don't see the same person that y'all seen when they were like still, when they were like quiet, when they were nice. Like, when I seen him get that angry, I never seen him get that angry before because I went to...
Whoever co-hosts her so wrong, but they, of course, they were going to try to do it to really make him look bad. Like, we don't got our ass whipped with belts, stitching cards. Hell, my granddaddy used to have a cane, you know, the hook, trying to run. Oh, bring that ass.
Shout out to Shay Reacts, baby.
Generation could take a throwback ass whooping and take it as abuse. That's funny to me. And for you to see Ava to keep going on with this same story, knowing daggone well she just got a normal butt whooping. She did not get abused. She haven't got abused. That was her first and last butt whooping that she got from her father. And second of all, now you want to talk about Bree, but at the end of the day, wasn't you and your daughter crumb sucking over there all of her money once this whole DV situation story came out? So now she's not moving how y'all want her to move. Now she should have done something. This whole story is foolish. This whole story is like, y'all really some liars at this point. But ain't, like, we all heard this again. How many times is we gonna hear this same lying ass story? Like, make it make sense. But let's get straight to the video.
I ran to the door and he dragged me and threw me, and I tried to escape. And I was calling Brianna's name. I was over there saying, help me, help me. And I was scared of that man. And I said that he wasn't my...
That's your fault. I ain't saying that was definitely your fault. I mean, just listening to it, you can tell from the evilness that the fucking adults have been acting out here on the internet. You can tell that they were...
Shout out to Queen Step. What we doing?
Because at that point, I was bleeding on my arm right here. Right here. My thigh and my under leg. The next day, I had bruises. And they were turning green, purple. My friend had noticed it. And she's like, Dasharia, are you okay? What? Who did this to you? What happened? What happened? I said, my dad. And she's like, do you need help? Like, what's wrong?
It's a thin line between love and spank.
Wrong. I said, no. It was an accident. And I told her that. And she said, Dasharia, that's not no accident. Your dad can't just do that. And like, someone else shouldn't have to come to me and basically feel sorry for me when my dad should have did that. After all that, yes, I cussed at him. I said, you're not my dad no more. I said, I don't fucking trust you. That's what I said. God excuse my language. But I said that. I do know what I said. Did I mean I hate you? I did not mean that. That was a moment of anger and sadness. That was a moment of emotion. But I'm not gonna keep, for years, this been 4 years, this been so long, I'm not gonna keep having people thinking I'm a liar, I'm this and that. I'm not gonna be painted as this picture as someone who's lying about.
Let's debunk this.
Control. I just know that we all had cameras in our room. But that day I had asked him, I went up to him, Bree was on the couch, he was on the couch, and basically I went in there, shyly, I went in there. I was like, Dad, I want to ask you something. I firstly asked Brianna, and she said, ask your dad. So I respected that, and I asked my dad. So I was like, Dad, can I go to the mall? This girl had invited me, and I wanted to go because I don't have friends like that. And her older sister, she's 28. And off the bat, he said no. Off the bat, from me saying 28. He gonna then say, that's still too young. I don't think that's an adult. And I was like, I asked why, because I need like a reason why can I go make friends. And
I rest my case, and that's on me, and that's on mine, and that's on God. I ain't going back no more with no liars. Let them talk, let them scream, let them yell. I ain't going back and forth with no liars no more.
A person that they live with their whole life, that's the only person they know, that's the only person they're used to. Because my dad, he only got me on weekends, or he'll whatever, like he rarely got me. So I was really used to seeing my mom more than my dad.
So let me find out Robert possibly took Brianna for custody of Amora, and at the end of the day, that's why all of this damage control is going on. So now this girl comes out here to try to make it seem like her daddy only had her on weekends and such and such and such. And then I remember Brianna saying on her live the other day when she was going off, oh, I'm not going to be listening to y'all in the comments because then I lose my daughter such and such. But I'm going to put the clip in here because you know Tay don't play like that. But stay tuned. Continue watching the video.
Basically, when I started feeling like that, I started going to school there down in Georgia. I started, let me see if my friend outside.
And they become somebody else. They change, they grow. They didn't have nobody to call them out on their bullshit. Now they got somebody to call them out on their bullshit. They had somebody that kissed them on their ass and didn't tell them when they did wrong. And so they just continue to make these same behavior patterns that was fucked up because they didn't have nobody to come and tell them, hey, I don't like how you did that. Hey, that's messed up. Hey, that's not right. You shouldn't do that. Hey, no. Okay? Some people don't have that in their life. Then they get somebody in their life that teach them, hey, that ain't how you do that. That ain't how you move. That ain't how you run. That ain't how you love. That ain't how you talk. That ain't how you walk. That ain't how you supposed to move. Once you get that part in your life and you become acceptable to that, instead of, whoa, me, I'm the victim, I'm perfect, I do no wrong, then you can do the changes that you need to change.
You know Tay always deliver, baby. Listen to this next clip. So damage control is definitely a thing between the DV and the child custody. Baby.
That means I am not going to violate orders to lose my child because y'all are saying, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. No, it's all a way to do it. That's why I have a lawyer. I am not losing my child listening to comments on the internet. I'm not, no. I'm going to follow the steps. I'm going to follow the rules. I'm going to collect my evidence and I'm going to do it the legal, legitimate way. I'm just not. I know y'all see stuff and y'all be like, oh my God, I can't believe this. But I have to do things the legal way. I am not losing custody to my kid because I listen to the internet. I'm going to follow the steps and rules that I need to follow, whatever that means, whatever the order says, until a judge says otherwise. But I am Brianna, and I'm trying to move on.
Rude to all evil. Some people love money so much, they'll do anything to get it, bro. You dig what I'm saying? They will lie, steal, kill, seek, destroy. They'll do anything for $1, bro. I'm cool. Rob gone, bro. Rob is gone. So leave me alone. Stop using your phone to get on the internet and spread all them lies. Somebody done taught you wrong. Why you can't use your talent? 'Cause talent wins in the end. Lies ain't gonna do too much. You might make a couple.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Tay with the T, and you know you're gonna get these tips from me. It's YouTube's favorite unicorn, baby. Let's definitely get into it. The display is definitely displaying. Let's get into today's display. Basically, even the Bible says, spare the rod, spoil the child. And at the end of the day, that's why the system is filled up with juveniles, because there's no discipline, okay? And as you can tell by this child, she has never dealt with the factors of getting a spanking. And the first time her father decides to discipline her, she makes it seem like she went through the ultimate abuse. And it's not the factors of abuse. The fact is that kids is used to parents being their friends these days. That's why she called her mother and didn't call the police, and no other authorities was ever involved. Now y'all could take this as a situation as them using this little girl to mind fuck people. Sad, but definitely true. And if there is someone out there that is actually being abused, get to the proper authority so it can be taken care of the way that it's supposed to. But in this situation, in this case, I feel that there is adults throwing a child into adult situation. Because in this situation, what was done is what actually needs to be done in more households, so we could save a couple of more children. Because once kids reach a certain age, they start smelling their behinds, and they feel like you can't tell them nothing at that time. Me personally, in the video, you heard this young lady state that she hit her father and disrespected him by cursing him out. Me personally, I would have been picking and pushing up daisies the day I decide to hit my parents back if I was in the process of being disciplined. That is not my friend. And when her father said that she could not go to the mall, that should have been the end. There is no back and forth in it. So for these other women to try to use this situation as a deflection from a grown woman getting her ass beat, y'all gonna have to try something a little bit different to get past me. Because at the end of the day, this is a sad shame to even use this young girl in this type of way. Now, anything that has to come or comes equipped with a story that anybody else has to tell when it comes down to the factors of them being violated or abused in any type of way, I'm going to listen to their story. And I'm going to observe and listen and hear and take in all of the facts. And for me, this is definitely not that. But like I said, if you are someone, that is going through that, please get to the proper authorities as soon as possible, baby. This is your girl Tay, baby. Okay, you know me, Tay with the T. YouTube's favorite unicorn, baby. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Keep your girl alive. Tell a friend to tell a friend to help us win. And your girl Tay is what? Is out. La 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 lattes were a la 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 lattes were